안녕하세요. 안차키입니다. Now, in our last lesson, we learned a number of verbs that end in 하다. We also learned that the present tense of 하다 is 해요. Now, we've also learned to form the question by just raising the voice at the end of the sentence. Now, let's get a quick review. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 지승현입니다. Let me ask our viewers. 지금 뭐 해요? I guess your answer would be 공부해요, right?
Well then, let's begin this edition of Let's Speak Korean. Let's go over what we'll be learning in the video clip.
요즘 뭐 해요? 한국어를 공부해요. 그리고 친구를 만나요. 민욱 씨는 뭐 해요? 매일 도서관에 가요. 매일 도서관에 가요? 네. 요즘 열심히 공부해요. 이 책을 읽어요. 재미있어요? 네. 재미있어요.
Now let's go over what was said. Michael and Minuk ask each other what they have been up to recently. Now let's get a review of the expressions in this lesson. First of all, we're going to learn about the particles 을 and 를 that follow the objects. And the second thing we'll learn is the phrase that is the name followed by 씨는, which can be used to address someone in a question. Now, before we begin, let's go over some words to denote time. Now, not the time on the clock, but words like today, tomorrow, and so on. Please listen.
요즘 요즘 매일 매일 어제 어제 내일 내일
Okay, very good. Now we're going to watch the video clip to see how these words are used.
한국어를 공부해요. 친구를 만나요. 이 책을 읽어요.
Minuk asked Michael what he is up to these days. Now, what was the expression?
요즘 뭐 해요?
Michael answers that he is studying Korean. Now, we're going to add the object particle to this sentence.
한국어를 공부해요.
Now, Minuk answers that he is reading a book these days. What was his answer?
책을 읽어요.
Now, remember that we have already learned the expressions 한국어 공부해요 and 책 읽어요. Now, in this lesson, we're going to add the object particle and turn it into 한국어를 공부해요 and 책을 읽어요. Okay, let's learn more about the particles 을 and 를 that come after the objects. Now, what is the difference between these two?
Well, there is a simple reason. Okay, let's find out. When the final sound is a vowel, as in 한국어, we add 를. And when the final sound is a consonant, like 책, we add 을.
Now I see. In ordinary conversation, we often leave these particles out, but it doesn't change the meaning, so you don't have to worry. But when you are writing or when you have to be polite, it's best to leave it in. Okay, let's get some more practice by adding the particles 을 and 를 in a sentence.
책을 읽어요. 음악을 들어요. 친구를 만나요. 한국어를 공부해요.
Now let's find out how to address a question to someone by asking them whether they do something or not.
민욱 씨는 뭐예요? 민욱 씨는 뭐예요?
Now, Michael just said something which would mean, what are you doing in English? Now, the you here is, of course, referring to Minuk. The expression in Korean is,
민욱 씨는 뭐 해요? 민욱 씨는 뭐 해요?
Now, there isn't a completely suitable word for the English word you in Korean, so it's best to add the word she after somebody's name. Now, we can start by addressing somebody by saying the person's name followed by 씨는. So, you can, for instance, refer to 민욱 by saying 민욱 씨는 or 마이클 씨는. Right, let's get some practice with 선생님.
안착희 씨는 뭐 해요? 안착희 씨는 뭐 해요?
Well, I'm doing a program right now. Now, please listen carefully to the conversation between me and 선생님.
안착희 씨는 오늘 뭐 해요?
책을 읽어요.
안착희 씨는 커피를 마셔요?
네, 커피를 마셔요. 지승현 씨는 오늘 친구를 만나요?
네, 친구를 만나요.
Time now for that little extra expression. Now let's get a check of some new vocabulary. When Minuk asks Michael what he is doing, Michael says that he is studying Korean and that he is also meeting a friend. Now he says those two things together. 선생님, how would we say these two expressions together in Korean?
한국어를 공부해요. 그리고 친구를 만나요.
Yes, that's right. The word here is 그리고, which is new to us, right? Now, it is a conjunction that links two sentences together. It would be the equivalent in meaning to and in English. Now, there were two other words that were new to us in this lesson. Now, one was 도서관, and the other was 열심히. Now, 도서관 means library, and 열심히 means diligently. Now, please remember that. Okay, then, we'll get a wrap-up in what we have learned so far by going to the video clip.
요즘 뭐 해요?
요즘 뭐 해요?
한국어를 공부해요.
한국어를 공부해요.
그리고 친구를 만나요.
그리고 친구를 만나요.
민욱 씨는 뭐예요?
민욱 씨는 뭐 해요?
매일 도서관에 가요.
매일 도서관에 가요.
매일 도서관에 가요?
매일 도서관에 가요?
네. 요즘 열심히 공부해요.
네, 요즘 열심히 공부해요.
이 책을 읽어요.
이 책을 읽어요.
재미있어요?
재미있어요?
네. 재미있어요.
네, 재미있어요.
Now we're going to go over the entire clip once again, so please keep the situations in mind and try to memorize it.
요즘 뭐 해요? 한국어를 공부해요. 그리고 친구를 만나요. 민욱 씨는 뭐 해요? 매일 도서관에 가요. 매일 도서관에 가요? 네. 요즘 열심히 공부해요. 이 책을 읽어요. 재미있어요? 네. 재미있어요.
It's time now to learn some Korean characters. Now for this edition, we're going to learn more about the character 지읒. Let's begin by learning how to write it. Begin with a horizontal stroke from left to right, which follows through into a diagonal line down, and then a shorter diagonal line from left down to the right. 지읒, 지읒, 지읒. Let's add the vowel sound a to the consonant 지읒 to come up with 자. Please listen carefully to the 선생님's accurate pronunciation. 자, 자, 자. This letter is read as 차. Now let's find out some other words with the consonant 지읒. 바지, 바지. 주머니, 주머니. Now remember, when the word before ends in a vowel, you should add the particle 를. And when it ends in a consonant sound, you should add the particle 을. Okay, don't forget that. We also learned the expression to address somebody, that is the name followed by the expression 씨는. Right? So when you want to ask somebody something, you can start by asking them, Michael 씨는, for instance. Okay, and now, 선생님, thank you as always for helping us out with our lesson.
고맙습니다.
That's all for this lesson. We'll see you back here next time. 안녕히 계세요.